Greetings everyone, we have some pretty big news as the 1.51 patch for CK3, the Royal Court, has just launched. This is the first major patch for the Royal Court, and it hammers out a number of bugs that adds a few things, such as tribals being able to now form courts. Thank God they couldn't earlier, and it just felt so bare bones, along with a few new 3D models and a few event changes like Athletic getting a few events, and just adding more flavor in general. I think the Burmese got an event around Theravada Buddhism and kind of establishing that and abandoning their pagan faiths, but I'll get into that briefly and talk about some of the bigger changes with a short little video. And I think a lot of people were expecting the patch to be big, but not this big, so there's a lot of things I want to cover, and let's get straight to it. So, of course, the big thing was this: tribal kings and emperors can now access the royal court. No changes to dukes whatsoever. They still have to be privy to their liege's royal court if they have one, or if they're not, they're just stuck without a court at all. But whatever. I guess we'll have to wait for a mod or whatever, but at least tribal kings can now access some form of a court, though it is a bit rudimentary because it is going to be a bit more costly to kind of maintain their court, as well as having to wait till feudalism to kind of access higher levels of grandeur and serve like more extravagant things to your court, which makes sense. This is how it should have been since the beginning, in my opinion. Tribals not having access to courts when like the Mongols had a massive court, and they were basically the very definition of tribal, and especially with like the Poles in the 867 start, they had a fairly sizable kingdom and they had a court, but just in the base game of royal court they did not have any such flavor, which is disappointing. Now they can have some access to courts, which is great, and kind of serves as a taste test of what is to come if you feudalize, basically, and it's kind of a incentive to go ahead and go through with the feudalization process. Now, there has been some performance changes. I haven't tested this out. If any of you guys in the comments want to let me know whether the performance seems better, I'll play it and test out the patch, but I really am not an expert when it comes to performance and optimization, so you have to bear with me here. They've changed the interface. They've added some art to go along with the events. They've localized things better, and then they did add some nice new content surrounding events. I mentioned the athletic event and the Burmese Theravada Buddhism, but they added some weird new elephant artifacts. I don't know what that one is. There's also some cool things like Orissa being a kingdom at 1066, Sicilian culture hybridizing earlier, just to kind of balance out some things. But yeah, there's been a ton of bug fixes. One big thing I did want to point out was that they made modding a bit easier with court amenities and whatnot. I understand that was kind of a big stressor for modders here and there if you couldn't work around that, so it's great to see there's more modding support as always. Paradox coming through for their big modding community. Great to see, even though I'm not really involved in mods, I like to see that there is some collaboration between the two communities, and the devs are kind of looking out for modders, at least from what I can see. And then there's also some art going on here. There's some new additions like the Throne of Solomon. They actually have a screenshot of this right here. They're fairly proud of it. They did add some new models for the different weapons here, but here it is in all of its glory. You have the Star of David. You have these like Ethiopian lions or something going on. I'm not sure what the name is for these lions. And then you have some sheep or rams by the side of the throne. Very, very epic. A bit elaborate for me maybe, but I do like... I like the NPC. He knows he's in charge. He's probably doing some weird Semitic revival run. You do you, players. But new throne room aesthetics. They've made throne room rendering easier. They kind of reduce the lag, optimize things, and I think the lighting looks a bit better here and there. So just great to see another patch going forward, and it'll be interesting to see where the devs go forward. I don't know what the next content pack will be, but if you guys have any suggestions or wishes, please let me know in the comment section. What content pack do you want to see next? And what region do you think could use the most flavor? Here's some of the new events that you can kind of look through. And then there's the elephant artifact. Very, very odd. But yeah, that's basically it. So I hope to see you guys later. This has been For Extraordinaire. And if you enjoyed the content, please leave a like. Otherwise, check out my other CK3 videos and commentary. And I hope to see you guys later. All right. Love you guys. Peace.